Hey, it's Everything NYC podcast. What are we watching today?
Today we watching the video about leg lengthening surgery because a lot of the short kings out there is a bit of a struggle for them in life when it comes to confidence, dating, stuff like that. So they going extra lengths to get extra length. Pause, but we about to see the video right now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you have to throw a pause in there. I get it.
Niggas be- All right, this is it.
He's a good-looking guy, but has always wanted to be taller. Now he's getting his chance thanks to groundbreaking limb-lengthening surgery. And we were there as he was rolled into the OR. This guy is making a special trip to Las Vegas with his wife. He's not hoping to strike it rich. He's here to get taller.
If I can be taller, I want to be taller.
Ryan Wade is 5 feet 7 inches tall. He's come to orthopedic surgeon Dr. Kevin W. Parshad for a groundbreaking limb lengthening procedure.
After we had given you that additional height, you'd probably be sitting at very close to 5'11".
Yeah.
Okay.
The procedure
Not even 6
involves
foot.
implanting a steel device into the upper bone on both legs.
We use the remote control to slowly separate the bone. This is the remote control.
The remote control signals the device to pull the bones apart 1 millimeter at a time.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
The body
kinda
makes
great.
new bone to fill in the gap.
So I push this button, and then what happens?
Once you push the button, then that's when you start growing.
Awesome.
The cost, a whopping $75,000.
I've got another 70 years left on this planet, and I want to enjoy it to the full extent. And this is something since I've been 14 that I've always wanted to do. $75,000 towards getting tall. I'm picking getting tall all the way.
I mean, how many?
Also,
What happened?
So he's 5'7" now. The average for an American man is 5'9".
Yeah,
So he's not too far off.
Yeah, he's slightly under.
And I'm just very curious to know how many inches is he going to gain from this for $75,000?
Nah, he said 5'11". That's what he said.
Oh, 5'11"?
Yeah, so that's barely.
But he's still not in the 6 feet club.
That's what I'm saying. 4 inches, 4 inches. Like I'll be 6'10" if I'm gonna do this shit.
Yeah, he's still not in the 6 feet club. And it's a 75,000. Insurance is not gonna want to cover it. So this is definitely gonna be out of pocket. But
A big installment plan. He's probably gonna be paying for the rest of his life.
yeah. So let's continue. Let's see how this goes for him.
People don't even make that in a.
tired of wearing shoe implants. The procedure will add 3 inches to Ryan's height, a huge difference.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close to right there. Being taller than my wife is going to be, it'll be a treat.
At Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center, Teresa is confident.
I think he'll do great.
On his way to the OR, Ryan gets a good luck kiss.
I am super excited.
The doctor begins by taking precise measurements of Ryan's leg. Next, he drills into the bone, then surgically
insane.
breaks the bone.
Oh,
He creates a channel in the thigh bone for the implant.
You can see it kind of going right down the center of the bone.
The implanted device is secured with screws that are drilled in above and below the break in the bone. He repeats the procedure on Ryan's other leg. Finally, the remote is tested to ensure the bone is separating. Success.
The implant worked.
After 3 hours, Ryan is wheeled out of
3
the
hours?
OR.
Quick, though.
Dr. Debbie Parshad has good news.
So everything went very well.
Bend that knee.
Now, 3 months of grueling physical therapy begins.
That's stiff.
Ryan's muscles need to be stretched as his bones grow.
It's hard work.
It was the most painful thing that I've ever gone through in my life.
David Wilson of
He's
Los
running, though.
Angeles had the same procedure last year. He was 5'7" and was stretched 2 inches to 5'9".
As my legs got longer, I needed to extend my seat back further so I could have this adjustment room right here. It was kind of cool.
And he has encouraging words for Ryan.
You're going to get back to normal pretty darn quick with this type of device and this technology. It's amazing.
Just 24 hours after surgery, Ryan is taking his very first steps and feels he's on his way to walking tall.
Oh my gosh.
The procedure does not come cheap. The cost a whopping
I mean, they're going from like 5'7" to 5'9" and 5'11". Like I'm gonna go all the way if I'm paying that much money though.
Yeah, if I'm 7, I want to be 6'5". All right, that's when things really gonna make a difference.
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I mean, what would you do it?
Would I do it? I mean,
If he was 5'7"?
if I was 5'7", hell no, I wouldn't do it. But I'm saying like, I wouldn't go to 5'9". I'll go at least somewhere in the 6 foot, like 6'1", 6'2".
I don't. But here's the thing: I don't know how they determine the amount of length the surgery can actually produce for you. Maybe they perform some type of analysis. I don't know. Maybe they must do some type of analysis and say, okay, the max we could obtain is maybe 3 inches, maybe 4 inches. I'm pretty sure they perform some type of analysis before the surgery.
Like I just don't understand.
I know,
And
and of course you're not gonna understand why. Of course it's of course the guy that's 6'4" is not gonna understand. Absolutely right. Yeah, I don't expect you to understand. Just like I wouldn't understand as well. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the short kings how they do it, right? Those guys at that height, maybe they feel a little level of insecurity where
you have a
you
point.
know, yeah, this
Your confidence could be affected. It could be a mental thing. They're tired of like having low confidence or like approaching somebody and things not going their way. Or even socially, when you're a short man, like people don't even treat you with the respect that they should be treating you with. They just look at you like, oh, what you gonna do? You're not a threat.
yeah. So, and even when you think about like the dating scene, right? Women have their minimum height. Like you'll find women that are like 5'1", 5'2", and want a guy that's what 6 foot tall.
Yeah, like a lot of the women we bring on is insane. Like they they want like a dude that's like a foot taller than them.
Yeah, which makes things tough. So if you're a guy that's like 5'6", 5'7", I mean, what do you do? What do you do in that? Like you just get looked over. You get completely looked over.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's hard to accept, especially.
Yeah, I mean, my recommendation to guys, if you're below average height, I think you just gotta own it. You gotta own it, and there's ways to help compensate, right? Grow some facial hair. You wear Timberlands. Or never take off your Tims, and that's it. Never take off your Tims. Grow facial hair. Get some tattoos.
Yeah.
Get in the gym.
Get in the gym. That's a big one.
I always see, in the gym, you always see those guys that are extremely muscular and short because it's significantly easier to gain muscle mass as a shorter guy. You have shorter limbs,
Yeah.
right? Think about us when we squat or we deadlift. We have a longer path to travel as opposed to the short guy. He's so close to the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I mean, he's shorter. So to put on muscle mass is so much easier for a short guy as opposed to a 6'4", 6'5" guy.
I mean, it's true, and because it's so hard for us to relate because we've been tall our whole lives. Like every time growing up, elementary, we were always taller than people around us.
Yeah, so that's why it's very tough to even for me to give my take on it because I don't know what he's going through. I don't know what he's feeling.
Yeah, maybe he just
Right.
and mind you, these dudes they don't look like young. They look way older, and it's still affecting them in their head. Like y'all still want to get the surgery, so that tells you their whole lives they've probably been going through it.
Yeah.
The entire
And
life.
and in this video, this guy is married, right?
Yeah, his wife is taller than him. You saw she
Right.
was with the hand, like petting him.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to worry about navigating the dating scene or anything like that. This guy's already married. What about all the short guys that are on the apps and trying to date? We all know women have their filters.
He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, women have their filters, right? A lot of these girls they go on these apps and they set the filters to what minimum of 5'10"?
5'10", and
Yeah.
that's above average.
They set the minimum to 5'10". A lot set the minimum to 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. And while a woman is 5'1", and men can't really meet that expectation, so
Yeah.
they got to go through these lengths.
Yeah. I'm seeing right here about 15% of men in the United States are 6 feet or taller.
In the U.S., the whole country.
in the U.S.
Jesus.
Only 1% of the only 1% of the American population is 6'4" and taller.
It's 1%.
1% of the population.
So women out here trying to date the 1%.
But yeah, pretty much. And then don't forget, you also have to factor in he has to be handsome. He has to, make a certain amount of money. So it's like, you're a unicorn. But getting back to the short guys, I think what's difficult for them is they consistently get looked over, and that's frustrating. That must be frustrating.
Yeah, got to.
And from what I've heard from some taller women, when taller women have given these shorter guys a chance, I've heard like these guys have developed like a Napoleon complex, and they feel they need to compensate for the lack of for the height.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing about the surgery is they never mention. I'm still trying to figure out what's the side effects, or what happens if you get an infection, or if the metal starts rusting, or like what do you do then? You have to dig inside the leg and replace the metal. There's certain things I'm wondering. It sounds cool, but people never factor in the negative aspect if something goes wrong.
Exactly. And what about sports, right? What if we're on the basketball court and then you got these metal rods in your damn legs? Can you run? Can you jump? Like,
you have metal in your legs now. Is it gonna be affecting your knees now? Because your knees are like resting kind of on it.
Yeah.
There's so many. But they never mention it. They make it sound cool. And $75,000. That's some people don't even make that in a year. So they got that much money to cough up. Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to know, like, is there a risk of a blood clot? Is there a risk of any type of nerve damage? Maybe an allergic reaction, joint issues. Yeah, that none of that was mentioned. They just show some surgery, and boom, he's going through his rehab.
Yeah, it's like a commercial. Just show all the good stuff because he's smiling. His wife smiling. Look at him right now. All American couple right there in the desert right now. Like look, they chilling.
Yeah,
smiling their asses off. She looks like Caitlin Clark chilling. But then but it's like, all right, a year later, 2 years later, like you gotta get the update. Like, is everything okay? Do you wake up in the middle of the night with pain? Like, what are we talking about?
What's crazy, because for the short guys, it's rough because the shorter women want the tall guys, and the tall women want the tall guys. Yeah. So there's not a lot left. Yeah. There's not a lot left.
Yeah. So the short guys just get the leftovers. Then.
Pretty much, yeah. Which is unfortunate, and that's why you gotta fight it, right? And the ways, like I previously mentioned in this video, is the ways to fight it is you gotta, maybe get some tats, get some muscles. I know you be seeing those dudes in the gym that are crazy jacked, and they're short guys. Yeah. Yeah, looking like Popeye the Sailor.
It's easy for them to get bigger too because they smaller. Their body's compacted. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
easy for them.
It's very easy for those guys to get big. So, hey, you use that to your advantage. Get some tats, grow some facial hair, and like I mentioned, never ever take off those Timbs. Right. So if you know you're only 5'6". The Timberlands give you what, extra 3 inches?
Yeah, like heels.
There you go. So if you're gonna go, if you're a short guy and you're meeting with a woman, wear your Timbs. Go on the date, wear your Timbs. All right, wear your Timbs. And my advice is, and I know some people might be upset that I'm saying this, but if you're a short guy and you're on the app, you need to lie. You need to lie. Because if you don't, your profile's never going to show up. Yeah. It's not, because she has a filter set. she already has a filter set.
What's the minimum?
So I think, look, get to the date, and then when you get to the date, use your sense of humor, use your charm, and then, maybe she might forget the fact that, okay, maybe he He told a little lie. Okay. But right, if you have a sense of humor, you have your charm. She's having a good time. She's having a couple drinks. She might be willing to look past the whole. All right, you're a bit short.
Yeah, especially if she's lonely and desperate enough, so she'll give you a chance. She'll give you a chance.
Yeah.
You know, it's real lonely. It's cold outside, man. It's real lonely out here. They'll give you a chance right now. Like I say, in between the months of like November to February, short dudes need to go crazy.
Go crazy.
It's their chance.
Because what's going to happen is once springtime comes around, women, they going outside, right? So they're not going to see these short little guys on the app. They're going to go outside and they're going to go meet the tall guys at all the events. They're going to meet the tall guys at the coffee shops, restaurants, and bars, right? So they're not going to see the midgets on the apps. So the little guys, they just have a small window, right? Use the small window, get on the apps, and yeah, hey, if you 5'5", round up.
5'5" to 6 foot is a big gap.
I mean, I wouldn't go to 6 because that seems a little deceitful, but I would round up to 5'10". 5'10".
Plus the Tims, yeah, that could be believable.
I'm rounding up.
That could be believable. We just make sure you go on the first date. Y'all doing a lot of sitting. Don't go out dancing. Just sit. Just stay planted a little bit.
Yeah, sit, but also round up. Have the the construction Tims?
High elevation.
Construction Tims. That way, the construction Tims could work because it's freezing cold. Yeah. But if you bringing out your Tims in July, come on.
It's gonna be a little funny. Like, yo, what's up now? What's really
come
going
on? You wearing your Tims with shorts?
Yeah. Like, come on.
Come on. She gonna know. Okay, something's up.
Yeah.
Something's up.
That's sus.
But I think guys need to start rounding up. And if you don't want to round up, if you don't want to do the self-improvement, the tats, all of that stuff, then go spend $75,000 on some surgery.
Yeah. And pray for the best.
And pray for the best. And pray that you don't get an infection. And pray that you're going to be able to run straight.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Nothing breaks.
So that's my take on it. Hey, all those guys pursuing this surgery, I get it. I'm with you. I get it. Go for it. Hey, if you got the bank account, hey, look, if you got $75K sitting around, go for it.
Yeah, some people don't even make that in a year, man.
Yeah, exactly, right? Most people don't even make that in a year. So, hey, if you got $75K sitting in the bank account, go for it. If not, then you're gonna have to think about the alternative solution, because you're gonna have to see if those construction Tims are on sale. Start right there.
It's best to buy them in the summer. You get them cheaper for the winter.
Exactly.
Buy them in the summer.
Exactly.
Buy them in the
summer. All right, man. That's all I got on it. That's my take. It's tough. I thank God that I am above average height, way above average height, so I can't really relate. I usually tower over everyone, so I can't really relate, right? So that's why I say, hey guys, I say this to the little guys, hey, go for it. If you feel you need some surgery, go for it.
Yeah. So in the comment section, let us know. Like, would you get the surgery? What height are you? Tell people how you feel about this. Like, is this something you would consider? Would you put the money up? Is it worth it? Like, let us know in the comment section. All right.
All right.
Thank y'all for watching, man. Appreciate it. Stay tuned in for more videos.